it's your man Eric Wilson. Yo, this is the ROE. This is kind of a different thing. It's the ROE during free agency, during the offseason. Of course, I'm your man Eric Wilson. I am joined by my man Lance LaRosa. Lance, say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people?
So this is kind of weird, man. Normally I see you a lot during football season.
Yeah.
Your birthday, my birthday, and
anytime you need work done around the house.
this is true. Yo, anybody needs some electrical work done, holla at my boy, man. My man hooked up. I can show y'all later, but all my pendants, my fans, he did all my shit for me. That's why I love this man.
I'm not a whiz at it. It wasn't that hard.
Whatever, he still made it happen. I didn't have to. I just assisted where I needed to. So, all right. So let's talk about free agency. First off, as y'all can see, and anybody who's an Eagles fan, just get used to this, because all season long, that's what you're gonna be seeing. We are the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl 52 world champion, Philadelphia Eagles. That's all needs to be said about that. So
yeah, I mean, it was great. It was awesome.
It was beautiful. It was amazing.
There were parades.
I wish you could have been to the parade. Man. I got so caught up in so much stuff, but now we're in free agency and a lot of stuff is going on. A lot of transactions are going on, both trades, people leaving, people getting re-signed.
A lot of good ones. There's a lot of good trades, and there's some questions in there that
Okay. All right, so let me start. Let me ask you, going into I believe it's his 5th or 6th season, Nigel Bradham, he got a restructured contract.
Yeah.
5 years, 45 million in there.
Well, see, Bradham's contract, though, that just made sense. All that they did there was they're like, hey, you're still getting the same amount of money, but it's not going to be a cap hit because we're just going to restructure it to more on the back end and bonuses and stuff, signing bonus. Great, frees up cap room, which we knew going into free agency we had to anyway. We were like 10 million over or 18 million over.
18, yeah.
We had to get it down. Cutting Vinny Curry was one of the smartest moves we could do because
really?
I believe so. Not only does he free up a lot of cap room, I don't feel that he brought a lot to the team last year. I mean, you're looking at a guy who had 22 sacks. What was 10 sacks the whole season? And we were expecting, we're talking this is supposed to be a beast, and he just wasn't. He had 22 tackles, 10 sacks. He just wasn't. He wasn't performing the way we needed him to in that position.
All right.
Now, that doesn't mean he wasn't holding the end down, but we made some interesting trades to pick up someone who should actually be, I think, better in that position.
Are you referring to Michael Bennett?
I am.
Okay. So Seattle, yeah. Let me just say, first and foremost, the Legion of Boom, that you need to put a burial headstone.
Yeah,
that's done.
That's dissembled.
That's gone.
I mean,
I feel bad because the one dude who I wish we could have got, Cam Chancellor, is still there.
Yeah.
And unless he's going to bring a bunch of new young guys in to kind of form a new Legion of Boom, it's just not there.
No, it's not. And and here's the thing about that. Why I think getting rid of Vinny Curry was a good idea, because when you look at the cap hit difference,
right,
we got arguably a better player,
okay,
for less money.
All right.
So I mean that's what you want to do. I like that we're looking at the team going, you know what? All of these pieces made the championship happen, but how do we build our franchise? It's almost reminiscent of what you see with Belichick, where it's okay, we won, but this guy's too expensive, taking this talent that's less expensive, and actually maybe even a better talent that people aren't recognizing yet. So it's interesting to see where that goes. Now, I am sad about a couple of things. I am sad that we got rid of our, we're in Sarasota, Florida doing this, and we got rid of a local, from Venice, Florida.
Yeah.
We had Trey Burton on the team.
Trey Burton is gone.
He's gone, which is sad.
He's in Chicago now. But you know what? And you and I talked about this, and I'm not as heartbroken as I would have been had we not won the Super Bowl. For 41 years, I have been a fan of this game. Mm-hmm. I have cheered, I have rooted, I have supported our Eagles in the high moments and the low moments. If there was one team that everybody could say, if I know one diehard fan, it's Eric. I have never gone against Philadelphia. I don't care how bad we looked. And I'm talking about games where there was a Monday Night Football game that I'll never forget. Speaking of Seattle, lost to Seattle 41-0 on a Monday Night Football game. Games that we should have won that we got just our asses stomped. I remember the 20-10 game against Dallas, where even though we hurt Romo, we lost, and people were walking out of the stadium in the third quarter, which back in the day, you didn't do that.
You did. It would never happen.
You know what I mean? So I being in this position now, and I know you and all of our other Eagle fans out there understand it, this is a moment that we're going to ride all the way until next Super Bowl. But I think now I understand the business side of things a little more.
Well, now here's the thing. Do you understand the business side more because, hey, we won? Or let's be honest, I think it comes with just the maturity of having grown up, seeing the business, looking at the game. Because when you're a kid and looking at the game, you like players, but you don't understand the money behind it.
Right.
Then you start hitting like your 20s, you start talking about it a bit, you get to see it. But now, you know, like you said, 41 years in, you're looking at the game, you've been around it, and you understand those business decisions more. It's just more, I think that's one of those things that comes with age, and that's the same thing that like you don't see with a young coach.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the times you see those older coaches being so successful because they understand the business of the game.
Right, but that's what I'm saying too. I think had we not won, I think I'd be more fan than business. And I think because we won, because we've got our first ring, now I'm looking at it more business than a fan perspective.
See, I like that, but I've always been a blend of the both. I understand that I get the business of it, and it is one, but part of your business is keeping your fan base happy. That being said, that's why we're asking an arm and a leg right now for Nick Foles, who, to my knowledge, still hadn't been traded.
No, Nick is still with us.
So
and you know what? Let me touch on that for one moment. And this is where the fan in me is going to come out. There is no God-given reason for Nick Foles to leave. Okay? Nick Foles bounced around the NFL. Yeah. We drafted this dude. We brought him in. Mm-hmm. He had success. He had success under Chip Mother Kelly, okay? So if you have success with him, imagine if you get a solid coaching like Doug Peterson in there.
Right, but the thing here is you take a quarterback who comes in as a backup, wins a Super Bowl, and now, well, his stock as a player goes up, so he wants to make money, he wants to go out there. It's can we afford him, and do we keep him knowing that Carson Wentz is still our franchise quarterback?
But here's the thing.
That's where the business decision comes in, and I think what they're doing is smart. They're going, look, if you want him, this is how much it's going to cost you. Because we could afford to take the cap hit and put someone else in that role. We still have a draft coming out where there's a lot of good prospects.
Well, we still got Nate Sudfeld, who, you know what, he came out the last game of the regular season against Dallas and showed himself. Yeah. What I'm saying to you is, I think Nick is past the point of going after the check. I think Nick is at the point now where, you know what, I'm here. Yeah. I understand my role. There's no reason for me to go somewhere else.
You took someone who literally was contemplating being done playing football and won the Super Bowl.
Right.
I think in his mind, he's an Eagle forever, and it might even, restructuring whatever. But hell, if he wants to do Brett Favre and play until he's 40 and be practice squad, I'm happy with it. He brought us a ring.
Right. But here's the thing. And as much as we love Carson, we don't know what he's going to be like.
Right.
Sometimes these injuries work in your favor and you come back bigger, healthier, stronger. But then sometimes you go in and one hit can knock you out. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was happy that we kept him. I'm glad we got him, and I damn sure don't want to lose him. No. Now, make no mistake about it. Carson goes out there and is back to being Carson Wentz, the man that we know and love, the man that we took with the number 2 overall pick in the draft now 3 years ago coming up. Mm-hmm. And he's back to being Carson, and he can be the Harry Houdini and do everything. Then guess what? Nick, thank you. Let's go get another ring with Carson. And then you know what, bruh? You got 2, ride off into the sunset, spend time with your family, and handle your business.
Right, well...
That's what I'm saying.
Here's my thought to it. And, we're talking an ACL.
Okay.
One of the big deals with that is not everyone's LaDainian Tomlinson. Right. Not everyone, he's really set a standard for what people started expecting out of players because he bounced back. And he bounced back strong, and his training routine was insane. Yep. And now that's what people look for. Oh, well, it should only take this amount of time. It should only take that. We don't know how Carson heals. If Carson gets back out there and maybe he just becomes a pocket QB. Is he, we've seen his accuracy. We've seen his arm strength. If he becomes all of a sudden a pocket QB, is he still good for the team? And that's the big question that you run into.
Yeah, I think so, because you know what? Carson ran when he had to. Carson didn't run because he wanted to. And I think that's the difference. When Carson knew that all options were lost and he had to make a play, then Carson went out there and did that.
Right, but now here's the thing. With that injury on his mind, seeing that it basically cost him playing in the Super Bowl, do you think that hesitation comes into instead of running it and trying for those extra, like, you know,
No.
trying to make the play. He instead checks it down and just throws away the ball.
Because you know what? He'll never lose this. He's always had the mental.
Okay.
Even before the injury, we were on this show, ROE, hollering about Carson, slide, Carson,
Yeah.
get down, Carson. So all those mental things, he fixed from year 1 to year 2.
That's true.
And he played a lot smarter. So he'll never lose the mental fatigue. The physical is what I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see him get hit 1-2 times and then get up and have that fire in him. That's when I know my quarterback is there.
Basically, you don't want to see him pull a Cam Newton where if you hit him too hard in the beginning of the game, he's screwed up for the rest of the game.
Exactly.
You
But
wanna make
I don't
sure-
think he's going to be like that.
Good.
Let's get to a couple more people.
Yeah.
So, Bo Allen has left Philadelphia. He is now actually down here in Tampa Bay with
Yeah.
the Buccaneers.
That was a surprise.
That was, but you know what?
I think it was. I'm gonna put faith in the team right now. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand the move, but that doesn't mean I don't believe it was the right one.
Okay, then you are on the same boat in that. I agree with you. It was one that kind of was a bit of a head scratcher, but I'm going to trust Howie Roseman with what he's been able to do.
Right.
Now, LeGarrette Blount, moving on to his 3rd team in the last 3 years.
That one is the one that makes the most sense to me.
Going on to Detroit?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not that move, not him moving to Detroit,
But he left Philadelphia.
But leaving Philadelphia, and like he. Okay, yes, he's got a ring. I think this is his second now.
Yeah, this is, Two years,
Yeah.
2 rings.
He's got 2 years, 2 rings. He's kind of a one and done type back. Go after the money. That's what he needs. I get it. He brought a threat to the team, but looking at our positions and the way we play, I don't believe he was that big a threat.
Okay.
I mean, he was really played more as a backup back than our feature back, and that's okay. We can get other people to fill that role. I feel comfortable with him not being on the team anymore.
So then my question to you is very simply this. Now we've got Jay Ajayi. Now we've got Corey Clement. We have to wait and see what Donnell Pumphrey is going to do because he didn't play last season.
Right.
So you're okay with those 3 guys
Yeah,
running the ball for us?
I am.
Okay.
I'm okay with that, and maybe maybe we pick someone else up in free agency. I'm not sure right now who that would fit the role, but I'm okay with that. What really I have a question with is with Torrey Smith.
Going to Carolina.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like where. I mean, he was too big a threat. I don't know what our replacement for that is. I don't know what weapons that leaves.
A lot of people are saying Matt Collins in his 2nd year is going to be the guy to complement Alshon on the other side of the ball. Because here's what I will say.
I need to see it.
And here, I'm telling you right now, I'll be damned, Lance. I will go back to season 1 of us doing the ROE and go back to my tirades. Philadelphia, if you put Nelson back as a wideout, you're going to hear from me all season long.
Like, it's going to fail. It's going to fail miserably.
You saw what his accuracy was as a wideout, only at 22%, versus his accuracy as a slot receiver, he was in the 70 percentile. You know where this man belongs. So now you need to find a wide receiver to complement Alshon Jeffries.
Right, and I don't think that Matt Collins is it.
Okay, that's fine, but hear me out now. I was at the Combine,
Yeah.
and you know, even before Torrey Smith got traded, I love me some wide receivers. Yes,
Yeah.
they can be divas. Yes, they can want the best and feel that their shit don't stink. But I look at them. There are 2 kids, 2 young men out of SMU. If we get either one of them,
How, though?
how?
I don't see where we're going to be high enough in the draft to get either.
I don't think either one of them. I think one of them. I don't think either one of those 2 gentlemen are going to go on Thursday, unless they had miraculous pro days. There are teams that need wide receivers, but I'm telling you right now, if we were to get Cortland Sutton or the other young man, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name, if we get, or even if we get Marquise Valdez-Scantling from UCF, I'll even take an Ogden Tate from FSU. Any one of those 4 quarterbacks, I think personally could fit into our scheme.
Wide receivers.
Wide receivers. Any one of those wide receivers could fit into our scheme.
Here's the problem I run into is
what?
Looking at what's out there and what's option available, I don't see us grabbing any one of them unless they're working right now on a trade to get us higher in the draft.
I don't know. See, I differ with you. I think that...
And I don't think that, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think that out of those 4, they're all adequate weapons to put into that position. That's another thing. Like, I think 1, maybe 2 of them can actually compete at that level. First year rookie being basically being our hot route, being that receiver we go to.
I get what you're saying.
To be that threat, and I just don't see the position right now. Now, the only way, and I'm going to say this now because it's possible.
Okay.
If we do trade Foles, we know we're getting a first-round pick.
That's the only way we're getting rid of him.
Which means that if there's some kind of talks or something in the work that's going on, then maybe they know they're going to get a couple of those picks and they're going to get that wide receiver.
I'm just telling you right now, being at the combine, and bro, you got to go with me next year because you got to see it. To see the hands that these young men have. I'm telling you, any one of those four, and I was so happy they came back to back to back to back. They had it in them.
Well, I'm done.
Yeah, they had it in them to where I think if either one, but I'm going to put my faith in Mac Hollins.
Okay.
Because the few times that we did utilize him and he came in, he produced. As a rookie, he came in and produced.
But the problem was the few times. Maybe we didn't give him enough touches. Maybe that was the issue.
We didn't have to give him enough touches. You went Alshon Jeffries and Torrey Smith. Right. What you going to give the brother? He ain't getting that much playing time over them.
Yeah, maybe we see a 4 wideout set or something in, but you're right.
But he was there.
He was, but maybe that's where the issue is that we had him and we felt we underutilized him and we felt that he's in position to go ahead and step up.
I think so. I think we're going to see number 10 a lot more. Now, speaking of guys who are gone, Brent Selleck has been on social media saying even though he's no longer with Philadelphia, he going to be back with Philadelphia. I got to hear from you on this one, man. Selleck played 11 seasons with us.
I know.
Got a ring.
I don't honestly, we're going to retire him with us no matter what when he goes. Yeah. But, we literally just cleaned out our tight end position. We did. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I like Ertz. He's good, but he has to take a rest every now and again. And when we need to do, who are we going to fill in for the double tight end set?
I know.
So when we want to do something I just don't know where we're sitting with this, and that's one of those things where I'm like, well, I don't know. Ertz is great, but we got I was okay, they got rid of Selleck. Well, then clearly they're okay, Selleck's got some age on him. It's about time to bring Burton up. Right. He did great. I mean, hey, he threw a touchdown.
Exactly.
But
one half of the Philly special.
And then they got rid of him, and then I went, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Hold that thought real quick. Keep going. I'm right back.
So really, we start looking at this, and we've got our 2 tight ends. 2 out of our 3 tight ends are gone. We lose Torrey Smith. We're looking at a position where we go, well, what do we do from here? Well, now we all of a sudden went from needing 1 good player to needing 3 good players, and most importantly, 1 extremely reliable player, because the tight end position is there all the time. Because if they're not, you need to be amazing at blocking and the ability to get free. And that it's a rough position. And the ones who can do it, they're outstanding. And I get that Ertz is the favorite target of. He was the favorite target of Foles. He was the favorite target of
Wentz.
But where do we?
I'll give you a name.
Okay.
Mike Gesicki.
Well, you'll try to give me a name.
Mike G from Penn State.
Yeah.
Tight end. This brother looked damn near like the only comparison I could give you, Greg Olsen.
Okay.
This brother was on point.
But here's the thing, and this is what we now need 3 important players. Where are they coming from? We're not going to get them all in the draft.
No, we're not. Okay, so let me ask you this question. We went and got Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
His brother Martellus is still dangling out there.
I'd love to see that.
And he's a tight end.
Yeah.
And them 2 haven't played together since college.
Now that I would like to see. And now
we can still make that happen.
Right. But also we have to look at where our cap is.
Oh, Martellus will come for less money. To play with his brother, I guarantee you, Martellus will take less money.
Live in the same city, and maybe.
To come play with his brother, be on a world champion team. Yes, I see that happen.
That would make sense to me, because otherwise, where else are we getting it? So in these next coming days, we really have to, I think the tight end is a big hole we have to fill. And if we're going with the Bennett boys for, great.
Yes. Bennett on the field at all times.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Michael on D, Martellus on O. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, all right. So let me ask you, are you okay? Let me look at this really quick. Yes. Patrick Robinson. This brother was one of our corners.
Mm-hmm.
He is now in New Orleans,
Okay.
playing with Drew Brees.
Yep.
So my question to you is simply this. Did we make a mistake letting him go too soon? That's my question.
I think there was time to develop him.
Now,
but-
he's in his 8th season.
Right.
So,
Well, but that's exactly it. Is he was forming for the team, but he wasn't. I think he was reliable, but he wasn't the name that you heard all the time. He wasn't making the plays. He wasn't the go-to.
All right.
I think that we understand that as tight as our defense is going to be up front with our pass rush, which it should still be a monster. As long
our
as we
pass
keep
rush is ridiculous. Is 91 still playing? That's all I
Yeah,
want to know.
right.
Is Fletcher still playing?
Well-
As long as Fletcher's playing, we good.
And this is the thing: we have a monster pass rush
Yes,
right now.
sir.
So
And
we
then you
need
add Michael
a
Bennett to the mix.
right. Well, we
Anyway, go ahead.
we need a cover corner. We need someone who's just on top of everyone, and I don't think that was him.
Between-
I think he plays off a little, bit. He goes more for the inner, he's not playing as tight the corner position. You need someone who's going to be very physical, very on top of you, where it's not trying to lay back and get the interception, or it's going to be you ain't catching the ball if it went up in the air.
Here's my thing. Between Rasul Douglas and Ronald Darby, those two boys better step up, or else all the shit that I was complaining about Jalen Mills, I'm gonna put on him too.
Well, see, and here's what I like about Darby is he is that get in your face corner. The only problem is it's a little too much. Enough with the penalties. Like
I'd rather the penalty and get the damn interception. He made the necessary
Yeah.
interceptions when it was time.
That's
When
right.
one of our defensive guys needed to step up and make a play,
they did.
Ronald Darby was right there.
Yeah, and this is the great thing about it is he's that cover corner where he's in your face the whole time.
Love it.
The only time that our corners seem to get lost is the inside slant.
Oh yeah, that's it. Slant routes. Can't run a damn slant route to save your damn life. Catch everything else under the damn sun. Can't do a slant route.
And you know what? We say that, but I don't know that they were getting lost so much as that it was the type of
They got
zone.
beat. Call it what it is.
Okay,
They got beat. That's it. That's all it is.
Right. Well, and this is the situation we run into.
All right.
So I think with what we're trying to form up there is we're not expecting too much time to get the ball in the air. So when it does, we just need the corner that's going to be in your face.
Yep.
And that's where we're looking to the Darbys of the world
Yep.
versus Douglas.
I'm just happy that number 27, Malcolm Jenkins, is still around.
Yeah.
Because I love that brother. And I think what he's going to bring, that leadership presence that he brings to the team, I think is going to be tremendous. So far, free agency, in my opinion, has been good to us with the changes that have been made.
Right, and it's long from over.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Believe me.
we got like 8
you and
weeks
I
in the
both
season,
know.
yeah.
We still got the draft. And I think we're going to come away, and the draft is in Dallas this year.
Ugh.
I just want to go to Dallas with our jerseys and be like, yeah, we're here, what? Say
Yeah.
something. But I said I would never go to Jerry World. I just can't do it.
I don't blame you. I will be in Dallas, but I ain't going to the stadium.
Amen and hallelujah.
I-
All right,
you
so
gotta work, you
that's
know.
going to wrap it up for us. We're going to be back here next week for your man, Lance Rosis, your man, Eric Wilson. This has been the off-season edition of the ROE. We're going to check y'all next week. Peace.